Good evening and welcome to Saturday Night on Bad Dog Comedy TV, live on YouTube, and the Super Filipina Show, the final night of the 2021 TAWA Festival. Now please go wild in the chat for Alia Rasul.
Hi everyone. Thank you so much for joining us this Saturday night. My name is Alia Rasul. I'm a member of the TITA Collective who produces the TAWA Comedy Festival. And on behalf of the collective, I just wanted to begin with an acknowledgement that we are settlers. I am a Filipina settler here. I acknowledge that I reside on stolen land and that I benefit from capitalist and colonial systems that continue to inflict violence on Indigenous, Black, Brown people, as well as the land and the waters that sustain us. Turtle Island, as we're all connected from many sections of Turtle Island, I just want to remind us that Turtle Island is the territory and home of many Indigenous peoples, named and unnamed. And they've been caretakers of this land since time immemorial, of which, admittedly, the history we really could stand to learn a bit more of. I acknowledge them as the stewards of this land, past, present, and future. As a visitor on this land and as a Filipina who, if we were really going to connect Indigenous peoples in our own history with colonialization, I would really invite us to just take a moment of pause to really just think about our own personal relationships with this land and all of the systems that form it and that support it in the creation of form it. I personally and the TITA Collective commit to working in solidarity with the struggles of Indigenous nations for sovereignty, land, and freedom, and I strive to work with Black people to dismantle the white supremacy towards building an anti-racist future and our shared liberation. Thank you so much again for joining us for the Super Filipina Show, which was previously named Island Women Rise. This is the 4th year we're doing this show. Tonight we are celebrating amazing Filipinas and Filipinx in comedy. And we're launching my book, Super Important Filipina Thoughts. It's a comedy poetry book. And yeah, we're celebrating that tonight. This launch event is part of the Toronto Lit Up program, which is designed to spotlight new works and empower Toronto writers. Toronto Lit Up is funded by the Toronto Arts Council and spearheaded by the Toronto International Festival of Authors. Okay, am I cutting out? All right. Let me just cut. Like when you have 1,000 tabs open.
Yeah, you're a little bit choppy, Alia, but we can still hear you.
All right. Okay. Well, I'll.
Oh yeah, you're so much better. You're so much better now. All those tabs.
Oh my gosh! It must have been all of that stuff I was illegally downloading. Okay. Right. Okay. Thanks, Sean, for the reminder. And so I want to kick this off. I introduced Francie Stoner, who is a candidate for City Councilor Snowdon in Montreal, and she's going to be the first Filipina, if she wins, and she will win, she'll be the first Filipina sitting on that seat. So without further ado, here's a message from Francie Stoner.
Hello, bonjour. My name is Fran Stoner. I was born in Manila and raised in Côte-des-Neiges. I'm a psychotherapist and community organizer, and I'm currently running in Montreal's next municipal election for City Council for the District of Snowdon. If elected, I would be the first Filipina to hold public office in Quebec. I welcome the challenge and would be honored and humbled to represent our community and heritage. We have just wrapped up Filipino Heritage Month in June, but may we continue to celebrate our cultural, artistic, academic, and professional contributions all year round. Tonight, we celebrate #FilipinxJoy, and through the voices of the amazing Filipina and Filipinx comedians and storytellers performing tonight, we honor the Filipino powers of laughter for survival and resilience. I'm so grateful to have the space in this community gathering tonight. Thank you so much for having me, and have a wonderful evening, everyone. Mabuhay.
when she wins, when she's elected. On that note, let's get this show started. It is my absolute pleasure to introduce to you your host for the night, Carolina Gonzaga. It's a comedy for dummies at the Piston. Over the pandemic, she started a small business also called Comedy for Dummies, where she hosts, produces virtual staff appreciation for companies everywhere, and she has worked in the senior living industry for 20 years. She's starting a podcast about aging senior living sponsored by Verve Senior Living, which will debut in September, and she has done this show every year for the past 4 years, and we love her. She's amazing. Give it up for Carolina Gonzaga, everyone.
Mwah, thank you so much. Oh my gosh. Guys, give it up for Alia Rasul at the book as well that's coming out. We're celebrating this book. Also give it up for our tech support Sean, who's absolutely holding it down. I want to also acknowledge Toronto Festival of Authors, Toronto Arts Council, Bad Dog Theatre, and Enough Publishing. And most importantly, for all of you for joining this event. I'm so excited to be here as your host. Again, my name is Carolina Gonzaga, otherwise known as Carolina DG. For the Puti people who don't know how to pronounce my last name, honey, want to just celebrate the fact that I am a mother, everybody. I have a daughter. Her name is Ziggy. She's almost 2 years old. Blow up the chat if you have, I'm going to look at the chat. If you have children, if you have a niece, a nephew who you love, blow up the chat if you hate kids, okay? I want to make sure that we are making space for you guys as well. My daughter Ziggy has brought a lot of amazing things into my life, a lot of new things into my life. One of the things that Ziggy has brought into my life is celibacy. She's a cock blocker. But other than that, one of the things that she's brought that I'm so excited about is a love for the Wiggles, everybody. Okay. I dare I say it, I stan the Wiggles. They are my Kardashians. I think about them. I research the Wiggles. And basically what I'm going to do right now is drop some major Wiggles behind the music facts for you guys in case you weren't aware. If there are parents out there, you are aware of the Wiggles. Did you know that the yellow Wiggle and the purple Wiggle were married, but the yellow Wiggle, because of endometriosis, could not conceive, and the purple Wiggle divorced her, okay? And then married another dancer, okay, that also appears on the show. That's trifling, okay? That's trifling drama. Did you know that Dorothy the dinosaur is actually a blonde bombshell underneath that suit and is married to Red Wiggle? Okay, Dorothy the dinosaur is screwing the Red Wiggle on a regular basis, and they just gave birth, welcomed their first child into the world just this year. So congrats to my Wiggles fam. Did you know that the Wiggles started out as a new wave band? Did you know that they're basically the Joy Division of children's music? Yes, somebody's saying, what? I'm blowing your mind. Did you know that one of the original Wiggles killed himself? There's some really dark shit in Wiggles history. Dark as fuck, actually. But what I think about a lot when I think about the Wiggles is, do you guys think when the Wiggles go home to their children that they refuse to play with them? Because they're like, listen, kid, okay, I don't like to bring my work home. I like to leave my work at work. Something that I think about. And I can't wait for all of the other parents to comment that they think that as well. Yes, they do need a Netflix special. Listen, I have a question. Has anyone aside from me started compulsively stealing from the self-checkout during this pandemic just to feel alive? Because I 100% have. Listen, I walked out of Walmart the other day with a whole chicken and 2 ribeye steaks. And here's what I'm trying to figure out. Do you think that my Christian Filipino mother is ashamed of me for stealing or proud of me for saving like upwards of $40? Because I'm not really sure. You guys let me know what you think in the comments. Anyway, steal from the self-checkout. I highly recommend it. Before I start the show and introduce the rest of your acts, I want to share a story I've never really shared with anyone before. A lot of people don't know this about me. I actually suffered from PTSD a few years ago. And the reason why is I was in Paris staying 2 blocks away from Bataclan in 2015 during the awful terrorist attacks. And hold your LMFAOs. That's not the funny part of this joke. But I had actually lied to my mom and dad. I told them that I was going to Paris with friends because they're Filipino, I'm a woman, and they're not into me being independent. But basically, so I was by myself, and I was in my hotel room right in front of the chaos. I allowed 4 people to hide in my hotel room, including the hotel manager. And the Canadian embassy actually told me via a friend that had called them that I actually needed to call my parents, who were at the time in the Philippines, to say goodbye to them, just in case, because I was so close to the attack. So I did, and I confessed to them that I was in Paris by myself, and I told them that I was scared. And of course, my mom looked behind me and said, "Hoy, why are there men in your hotel room?" She was like, "That's not right. That's not proper." So basically, what I want to say is the reason why I'm here to celebrate you guys is because Filipino parents, Filipino mothers are shady as fuck, and they're the reason why we have issues, everybody. So give it up for my judgy mom. Anyways, I made it out, and she's still judgy. As we begin the show, I hope the ha 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 from Diana wasn't the fact that I had PTSD, but anyways, before I start the show, I wanted to just send out a reminder that there's going to be a document that drops in the chat. And if you fill out that document, you're going to be entered into a chance to win one of 3 $50 gift cards, everybody. Please, today's a free show, but please do donate to TAWA Festival via Bad Dog Theater website. And also, don't forget to buy your merch and represent Pinay and Pinoy life by buying and wearing that merch. Okay, we have an amazing show for you today. I shouldn't read the comments. I'm like obsessed. Okay. I'm going to introduce our first act, our first artist, Cart Gangstas, everybody. Saw them on a couple of Tita festivals, and they are amazing. They are a all-woman Asian American sketch comedy troupe poking fun at pop culture, systems of oppression, and also everyday life. They are a resident group at the Bindle Stiff Studio located in Ramaitush Alone Land, aka San Francisco. So please give it up for the amazing Cart Gangstas.
You scared me. Hi, we are the Cart Gangstas.
Coming to you from the San Francisco Bay Area.
Thank you, Tita Collective, for asking us to participate in your show.
Made a film.
It's called Adobo House.
It's about protecting our seniors.
Yes, please. Enjoy our film.
If you want to catch more of Granny Cart, check us out on YouTube.
That's youtube.com/Cart Gangstas. STAS. Okay. Bye.
STAS.
Bye.
Bye all. Thank you.
Good evening. I am Lauren Goodman, and welcome to Quarantine Now. Our top story is about the Adobo Hose, a retired roller derby squad. They are leading the way in roller skating security escort tactics, now being adopted around the San Francisco Bay Area to protect Asian American seniors. The community at large is now reporting feeling more confident and more secure with the hose working the streets. Tonight, we slide in deep with the Adobo Hose to discuss their innovative techniques and inspirations.
Adobo Hose? We still are a roller derby team. Woo, we were a big deal back in the 90s. We were considered pioneers by some, you know? We were almost professional.
We weren't even close to being professional. I know what we were. We were a roller derby team that was doing it for the sex appeal. Our shorts were short AF.
We used to come up into the park and they would clear the way for us. Like they knew they were in the presence of royalty. But now it's like we're rolling into something deeper and darker. When we found out about Betty's papa, we couldn't just talk about doing something. We had to do something about it.
We were at Betty's place when she got the call. Her papa means grandmother in Chinese. Papa got pushed down at the grocery store and somebody smashed her oranges. We had all been talking about the recent attacks on seniors in Chinatown, and we wanted to do something like come out of retirement for a fundraiser.
Hi, Papa.
Hello?
Betty? Can you please pick me the up? Some asswipe just pushed my cart and crushed my oranges.
Wait, what happened? Someone smashed your oranges? Oh my God, are you okay?
Papa is not fucking okay. My oranges were smashed. Can you please pick me up? I just want to go f***ing home already.
I'll be right there.
Papa's in trouble?
What happened to her? No, not Papa. Yes, it happened to Papa. We need to go get her.
Yes.
Let's go help her.
I remember that day. I had the most beautiful oranges in my cart. And then some asshole comes and pushes the cart over and smashes all of them. You know how that makes me feel? Scared and mad all at the same time. My granddaughter Betty comes to pick me up. On the way home, I tell her she should create a escort service.
Papa for sure said she needed an escort.
She may be the inspiration, but I take all the credit for that one.
Listen up, hoes. Here's how it's gonna go down. Our elder will be right here. I'm gonna need you to make a protective circle around them. And when they move, we move until they get to their destination. Now I'm gonna need someone to cover this side, okay? And I'm gonna need someone to cover this side until they are safe. We're gonna call this Project Elders Never in Struggle. Code word penis for short. So when we see an elder in trouble, what do we say? Penis! And what does it stand for? Project Elders Never in Struggle! This is a 95.5% effective rating in the frickin' tactical security ratings test. All right? So when we commit this mission, we will save our elder. Now roll out.
Jesus is most likely the inspiration.
Did Sammy say Jesus? Jesus fucking Christ. Jesus is everywhere for her.
Jesus is my escort. Penis! This is not a drill. It's go time, hoes! Penis!
Don't worry, Papa, we got you.
No. That's bad word. No one can hurt you. No. Betty. No, don't say that. That's his friend. No, penis. Bad word, bad man. Penis.
Adobo Hose, our roller skating guardian angels. They are one of many band-aids healing the pus-filled sores of America. I'm Lauren Goodman, and this is Quarantine Now. Good night.
Can you protect my friends too?
I'm ready, 1, 2, 3, go! Get ready, 1, 2, 3, go! I'm ready, 1, 2, 3,
Let's go!
I will get there in my skates if it kills me. Oh my God, there's nuts and berries.
Sexual. I forgot the knife.
Take one, Papa. Papa? Papa?
Where do you want me to look again, Ava? At your crotch?
Project
Okay.
Cut! All right, one more. Last one, and oh boy.
Give it up, everyone, for Granny Cart Gangstas. First opportunity I get to go to San Francisco and hang out with those guys, I'm going to take it. Amazing always. As you guys know, or in my bio and in my intro, I work in the senior living industry. I've worked in the senior living industry for 20 years. Give it up for Filipinos working as essential people, caregivers, PSWs, nurses. So proud. But one of the things after so many years of working in senior living that people ask me constantly is, what 20 years, what's the lesson that you've walked away from working with elderly people? And what I always say is it's that once you reach the age of retirement living, the ratio for identifying males to females is like 1 male to every 10 females. And so basically, if you are a virgin, a loser, an incel, there's no need to be violent, okay? You just need to live long enough to move into a retirement community. And dare I say it, you're going to be on fire. And if you have clean eyeglasses by the time you reach retirement age, you're what we call a babysaurus, okay? So hold on. There is hope for you in the future, lonely people. Want to introduce our next performer who I've had the pleasure of performing with a couple of times with Tita Collective and TAWA. Monica Ogden is an award-winning disabled Filipina, Polynesian, British storyteller, actor, and comedian living on the unceded territories of Lekwungen and Wasanech peoples. Her solo show, Monica vs. the Internet, directed by KP Dennis, gained accolades, touring 6 cities across Canada. And it was presented at Second City in Toronto and was featured on CBC as part of the Art Apart series with the National Theatre School in 2020. She is an anti-racist activist and a public speaker who loves to share stories about Filipino women who raised them. Me too. And who routinely thinks about quitting theater. Please don't. Please welcome your next performer, Monica Ogden.
Hello. Hi, everybody. If I cut in and out, I'm trying to troubleshoot right now. Having a great time doing that. I love Zoom. It's great. But hi, everybody. I am mentally very unwell right now. Hey, yes. Where are my sad people at? Anybody? Yeah, hi, sad and or angry Filipinos. I'm happy that we're here. I know there can be like a lot of stigma in our families when we're talking about mental health, but not tonight. Tonight, we are feeling like shit. Yeah. But for real, this is where I'm at right now. I've got my notebook here to read off of. I'm having my post-vaccine endometriosis flare-up, wiggle solidarity. And I'm highly medicated and in pain right now. And I'm just killing it. I'm feeling great, feeling solid. And when I was asked to do the show, I was super excited. But then my usual dread and anxiety set in, and that is exactly where I'm at right now. A pandemic will do that to you, right? Except that that's a lie. I've just always been this way. There was this one time that I went to do this fringe festival in Nanaimo, British Columbia, which is a very small town that sprawls out. Like it's small and sprawls at the same time, and it encompasses like all these different malls. And we went to this like seemingly only coffee shop in the entire city. And I sat down and looked up at the wall, and right directly in my eye line is this poster that read, "Bitter Oriental." And I have never seen a better description of my personality in my life. Is this true Asian representation right here on the wall here? All I had to do was travel to Nanaimo, BC, sit in a white hippie cafe, overlook the obvious racism, and just see my true self, a bitter Oriental. I'm very bitter, especially right now, being disabled and watching my province like fully reopen. People are not wearing masks anymore, and it's just like general able-bodied nonsense. And I know that we're entering this period where no one wants to talk about the pandemic, but like, excuse me, sir, this huge trauma, especially for like disabled BIPOC, isn't over in the slightest. I truly don't understand how we all just like fully did not learn a damn thing this entire time. Like, no disabled people are leading pandemic responses. And, you know, like, here I am, just this bitter, old, or aging Filipina, sitting at home watching Olivia Rodrigo, Filipino, in High School Musical, the series. I am not kidding, though. I am, like, MCU kind of deep into the HSM universe. So I watched the Sharpay spinoff. I don't really know what my thoughts are on that. She got on Broadway, good for her. A very like cringy Christmas special. And fun fact, the original Gabriella, aka Vanessa Hudgens, who's also Filipino, turned out to be a raging ableist. So get your fucking head in the game, Vanessa. But I'm particularly bitter at artists right now. Like anyone who was creative and made amazing work during the pandemic. Like, yeah, I'm super proud of you for sure, but like also fuck you so much right now. Like, I can't handle it. Like, oh, you made a new show in quarantine, or oh, you made this incredibly creative Netflix special, Bo Burnham, while navigating mental illness. I ate cheesies every day. I've been sleeping pretty much since March 2020. And I got into an actual dog fight in April. I am not okay. I'm not okay. Okay, it wasn't really a dog fight, but I did rip a huge dog off of my dog because it was trying to kill him, and he nearly succeeded. So needless to say that made me more bitter, more mentally ill, and slightly more feared in the eyes of neighborhood dogs. But really just any form of personal growth that people have had just sets me right off because I have regressed into my worst human form. Like every day, I imagine slapping at least one person, at least one, if not multiple people, or writing an email that says, I hope this email does not find you at all, and I hope we've all disappeared. But hey, with all of this mental stress going on, I did start doing some counseling. Right? And is counseling helping me get back to my compassionate, regulated, still angry, but motivated self? No. I actually started seeing 2 counselors though. Wow. That's pretty impressive, right? Now, does that feel like personal mental progress? No. But now 2 people know that my life is in shambles. And one of them is free through this like program. So it's like a Filipino mental health coupon. So that's a bonus. But there must be some positives, right? Like, I know what you're thinking. There's always positives. But what about your new dog, Monica? Juno, so cute. Is that helping you get outside and feel a little bit less depressed? No. But Do you have a better appreciation of your body and your boundaries and after all this time of rest in quarantine? Absolutely not. No, I haven't been able to access medical care. This year, people demanded even more free labor from disabled BIPOC, and going outside while Asian has not been very safe. So life is a nightmare. Truly, a nightmare through and through. I am bitter and I am not positive. And that's okay, because being disabled during a global pandemic was literally my last plan of 2020. Me and COVID, just a couple of bummers, hanging out, having fun. I don't feel like a comedian anymore. I just feel like a person who single-handedly ate an entire box of Cinnamon Toast Crunch last week. Making people laugh was fun before it became an airborne disease. But I see you if you aren't feeling glamorous or grateful for your pandemic experience, and you don't have to shut up about it if you don't want to. I'm not shutting up about it. And I hear that there is room in the Bitter Oriental Club. We are actively recruiting. So hit me up. Thank you so much. Stay very bitter.
Give it up for Monica Ogden, everybody. And you know what? Speak your truth. Be bitter. I'm fucking bitter. Don't even get me started. I'm bitter about the fact that I didn't take care of my facial hair for like 16 months during the pandemic, and I finally nared my upper lip last week. I don't know if you can see, but there's like actual scabs and scars because it had been so long. I want to mention the word Oriental. Oh God, bothers me so much. If you're on my Facebook, you probably saw that every year around this time I share a memory of a guy's text to me after I met him at a party, and the text reads, and this is not a lie, if you add me to Facebook, you'll see it. He texted me and said, "Not gonna lie, I have a thing for sexy ornamentals." Not only did he misspell Orientals, but he sent me the text twice. So fuck Orientals or ornamentals, people that use those words. We're going to bring up your next performer, but before I do, I have a quick question. I want to take a poll. Please comment in the chat. Do you guys think that healing crystals still work if you steal them from winners? Because they have a whole section now where they sell crystals, and people are lined up there like crazy now that the stores have opened. I think they're there to buy healing crystals. So let me know if you think that they work if you steal them from winners. Your next performer, this is very exciting. Please comment in the chat if you're here to see Maria. Maria Iscel Bulatao is a nurse and owner and baker of Made by Marie, and a performer, and she is a lover of plants. FYI, so is Alia and my husband. Also a lover of good food and supporting the Filipinx community and storytelling through song, dance, and now comedy. Guys, this is her first time performing stand-up comedy right now here. Right now, I'm drawing a line in the sand now, comedy virgin. After the set, not a virgin anymore. Please, please, please join me in welcoming the amazing and going to be amazing, continue to be amazing, Maria Bulatao! Yeah!
Hi everyone, I am so happy to be performing tonight with some amazing people. My name is Maria Iscel Bulatao, and tonight I'm going to talk to you about Tadhana, or destiny. It starts with my middle name, Iscel. Like the names Jobert, Mary Chris, or Febmar, my middle name is a combination of two names. It's a name so significant that my father has it tattooed on his right arm. A name that I honor because it's the name of the love team for the two people that created me, Ismael and Celia. Ismael and Celia met in January of 1987. my father was working at PLDT in the Philippines as a phone tech, and as he was inspecting the phone lines to ensure good connections, he heard Celia's voice. He knew at that moment he had to talk to her. So she was talking to another guy at the time, and he purposefully disconnected her call before sweeping in to say, "Hi." One thing led to another, and they went on their first date where they learned that they ran in some of the same circles. My father was good friends, ninong even, to some of the biggest gang members in Quezon City. And my mother was secretary to the largest wedding or gambling lord in Quezon City. If my father was ever on the way to see my mother, she would know about it before he arrived. The word on the street would reach her ears before my father could even get his foot off of the tricycle. As soon as my father arrived, my mother would be there, armed and ready, stirring a cold glass of mango juice. Every visit began with a cold glass of mango juice. My father has said many, many times, "Nagayuma yung juice na yun," that there was a potion she must have slipped in the juice. And it worked because a couple of months into their relationship, he proposed. "Celia," he said, after receiving his papers for Canada, "marry me or you will never see me again." Dramatic, no? And so, after just 3 and a bit months of knowing one another, they were married. In the same month they got married, they apparently conceived me. Now, I'm not entirely sure the validity of this because my parents got married in April and I was born in December. As a nurse, this does not add up, but my mom swears it just happened that fast. My parents became parents at the age of 26 and 30. I remember that after learning that fact, an arrogant, younger me told my mom, "You got married so late? I will definitely be married and with kids before 26. "Oh, talaga?" she said. "Tignan natin. Let's see." And so at 28, my own experience with Tadhana came. I was in my little black dress and just finished telling my friends that I was ready to give up on dating when Marcus stepped into the room with his black suit and solemn face. Who was this? The voice inside me began to sing like a teleserye come to life. Ikaw ang aking pangarap. A text reached my phone from our mutual friend. It read, "He's single." Ikaw ang sagot sa aking dasal. Oh, I texted back, trying to keep it super cool. Marcus had already checked off the attractive box in my eyes, and then I learned he had his master's in tax and a full-time job. Check, check. It wasn't until we talked about Pokemon Go, though, that it really lit up a spark. "Oh, you play Pokemon Go too?" I said. "What team did you choose?" "Team Instinct," he replied. Team frickin' Instinct. The least favored team in Pokemon Go. My team. Ikaw ang aking pag-ibig. I added him to Instagram and we talked a bit more as a group. And then he said, "I'm gonna have to go soon. One of my friends wants to learn how to dungeon master our next D&D game, so I'm gonna go and teach her." Ang nagbibigay kulay sa aking dagdig. Eto na, friends. This was it. Marcus and I went on our first date, and a few days later, we went on our date a few days later, and we've seen each other every day since. It's like a streak that's going on almost 5 years, you know? Seeing someone's face every single day. So for those of you out there who are waiting for your person to come along, do not give up. Because one day you may be wearing your favorite black outfit when your person is introduced to you 4 feet away from an open casket as you both support your mutual friend. All right, that's all I have for tonight, friends. Enjoy the rest of the night.
Yes! Everybody! Give it up for Maria. That was dramatic AF. First of all, talaga is my favorite word, but applies right now. Wow. Maria, I hope you're enjoying the high that you must be feeling. You did amazing. First of all, the dramatic singing, it makes me remember my parents' Mahal Kita. I was born here, but I know some Filipino songs too, bitch. Okay. Wow, that just blew me up. My pute husband's upstairs. He's like, what is this singing? He doesn't know anything about the friggin' songs, the ballads in our culture. Speaking of dramatics, drop in the chat. What's your favorite Filipino soap opera? Because one trip back to the Philippines, I discovered Ina Kapatid Inak. That's like the best soap opera. Listen, I'm going to watch that on YouTube tonight when I get drunk. Quickly, before we introduce our next comic, I just want to shout out that I dropped this show in my LinkedIn for all the Filipinos and Filipines, and my coworker Shama is commenting all over this chat. Give it up for Verve Senior Living and Shama holding HR down right now. So happy to see you, Shama. I'm going to introduce your next performer, Tin Lorica. Again, I've had the pleasure of working with them on these shows in the past. Tin Lorica is a queer Filipinx writer and comedian based in Vancouver. I hear it's feeling hot there right now. Hopefully Tin will be okay. In the before times, Tin co-hosted an all-Asian comedy show, Yellow Fever, that was featured at JFL Northwest Festival in February of 2020, just before it all went down. Tin was featured for Dulce Sloan and Joel Kim Booster. This past fall, they released their debut poetry chapbook, Soft Armor. A couple poets on the show today. Please give it up for the very amazing and right now feeling very hot, Tin Lorica! Woo!
Hey guys, my name is Tin. I use they, them pronouns if you want to talk shit about me after the show. Yes, I am really hot. Thank you for for mentioning that. I did have to turn off my AC so I could hear myself. Yeah, I'm non-binary. I didn't always identify as non-binary, but before that term came around for me about 5 years ago now, you guys, I actually built upon my particular expression of gender, as you see it today, was actually heavily inspired by lesbian icon and Canadian sex symbol Michael Cera. Yeah, high stakes. Growing up as a teen, Michael Cera was the epitome of non-toxic masculinity that just spoke to me. He's like a beige crayon. I wanted to be non-threatening and virginal as possible, I guess. Probably something to do with having gone to Catholic school. Lanky as white boy really just happened to be popular during my formative years. And now I identify as a non-binary Filipino Michael Cera with bangs. I'm a Michael Cera of color. Okay, hashtag representation matters. I think if I was born just a bit later, I'd, make better role model choices like Manny Jacinto or Vin Diesel, right? Guys, Vin Diesel, the pacifier, had such a huge impact on my gender. Like, the pacifier, just such an important moment in film to have, I guess, another movie in that era with a big, strong, masculine ex-military man who just suddenly has to take care of little babies, Yeah. Something I want to clear up before I go on, something that I've like noticed amongst homeland Filipinos, I guess. There's some drama or a discourse, as they say. They've been kind of hating on that term Filipinx, because it's all like special snowflakey to them, I guess. They probably feel like Kala nila sino sila. You know, it's like, who do you think you are, bitch? But yeah, Filipinx, right? It's supposed to be this like gender neutral term, and this is like our special experience as diasporic Filipinos because of decolonization, etc. And like sorry, I'm just ranting. This isn't really a joke, but like homeland Filipinos are like, with Filipino, the term is already gender neutral. I just wanted to say, whether it's Filipinx, Filipino, or Filipina, to me, the name still implies that we're still subjects of King Philip. Do you know what I mean? Like, I care more about the fact that we still say King Philip's name every time we refer to us. Like, we're still his bitches, you know, especially if we keep fighting about this. Yeah. Anyway, I came to Canada when I was 12, and my favorite response to anyone is, I didn't grow up here. Like when anyone talks to me about owning hamsters or oatmeal or the Brady Bunch, I don't care. Like, I also really hate it when people who grew up here talk about movies or TV shows like as classic. You know, I hate that word. Like, classic to who, bitch? You know what's classic to me? Anal hygiene. You know, because we use the TAWA, guys. I don't know if you noticed in the last year, but the bidet has been gentrified a little bit. Yeah, I'm a very non-traditional Filipino in that I can't dance, but I still wash my butt. I've been living away from my parents in Calgary for quite a while now. I moved out when I was 18, and I miss them sometimes. Yeah, my Filipino parents have really assimilated into Canadian culture, Albertan culture specifically, because they traded in their Mazda minivan for a Ford F-150. Like, they do Zumba now. I considered getting my dad a set of truck nuts for Father's Day recently. If you don't know what truck nuts are, it's not a snack like beer nuts, okay? Look it up later after the show. But the thing that is the most shocking to me that is that my parents traded in white rice for cauliflower rice. Assimilation is evil, guys. It's a really fun time to be Asian right now. I'm sure you guys have noticed. One time this past year, I was at a Canadian Tire and I yawned into my mask, and a middle-aged white man who was near my aisle blurted, "Isn't that dangerous?" So I said, "Aren't you? Like, statistically, you're the danger, sir. Like, I'm just trying to exist and buy my beginner's drill kit." And in all likeliness, like, he was there to probably buy duct tape and kerosene. Yeah. I want to read you guys a Tinder message that I received. It's a bit old, but it's a charmer. Here, I'm gonna read this here. Let me guess. Quarter Chinese, quarter Latina, half English? Like, okay, highly specific. Like, is that what you're in the market for? Like, I don't understand why anyone tries to guess anyone's ethnicity. Like, another time I went on a date with a white guy and he guessed right on the first try that I was Filipino. And he had like 1 second to be proud of himself before he choked in his habanero salsa. That's like instant karma right there. I've gotten the term Oriental before, but you know, as we mentioned tonight, but have you guys ever heard Asiatic? I heard it once from an older white man on the street, and I was like wondering if he had time traveled from the 20th century. Like, I don't understand. Yeah, sorry, not to brag, but I've been dating someone who's also Filipino and non-binary, and I'm not talking about myself here. We've been together for 2 years now. We've been to our own place a couple months ago. It's going great, as I'm sure you guys wanted to hear. And one of the reasons it's going so great is that we got separate bedrooms. It just works. And another thing, you know, that's a plus of I guess, having a partner during the pandemic is that it's really nice to have someone help you with getting the duvet into the cover, because I've spent a lot of time in the past crawling into a duvet. Like, have you guys done this? Like, does anybody else ever find themselves inside the duvet? It's like a makeshift womb. So it was just a matter of time until something had happened, because we're both queer and both people of color and holding hands. And this incident took place at a Starbucks reserve specifically. The barista sizes us up, individually and then as a unit. And then she goes, "Are you guys sisters or are you a couple?" Usually people pick one thing. So now every time since that incident, like, we're holding hands in public, whatever, someone susses us out, I'll preemptively yell, "We're not related!" At any moment, I'll just be projecting that strangers are going to be this very specific type of homophobic. One last thing that I'll leave you with, I guess, and then I'll go. I have to go. I literally just finished work, so I've been like talking to old white ladies on the phone, and that takes a toll on you spiritually. I was employed again finally as of a couple of weeks ago. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I really did miss working. There was a huge chunk of last year that I was just unemployed, and the reason I missed work was because I was tired of like going into the depths of my mind or whatever. Anyway, I think the worst part of going to work, is being a fake bitch to your coworkers. The last job that I worked at before the pandemic was at a coffee shop for 3 years, and I had seniority there, the big dog, as they say, which meant that sometimes I had to be the hype man to my newer peers who were getting paid the same amount as me. And this is my vibe. I'm not a team player, despite what my resume says. So I've come up with a line that I would say to my useless coworkers or mediocre Tinder hookups. Thank you for your energy. I'm going to leave you with that. Feel free to use it. Have a great night, everyone.
I can't host now. That's sad. Guys, give it up more for Tin in the chat. Okay, first of all, I don't know if there's any white people watching this show, but I was trying to explain to my pute husband, which means white, what a tabo is. Okay, I had a Hilaria Baldwin moment where I was like, how do you say in English, tabo? Like, is there a word? If you know of a word for tabo that's in English, please let me know. Also, if you want to get involved in the chat, please let us know what your tabo is. Currently, mine is, of course, an empty, old, washed, old yogurt container. Maybe yours is, I don't know, an old can of soup that you washed after. White people are very confused right now about what a tabo is. Okay, what an amazing set. I'm so excited to introduce your headliner. But before I do that, I want to just remind you guys to fill out the document that will be dropped in the chat, which will make you eligible to win one of 3 $50 gift cards. Please do consider buying the chic and the amazing pieces from the P-Nay collection, baby. Yes, Sean, on point with the sharing of screen. I didn't choose to be Filipino, but I embrace it. I love that. I'm going to buy one of those. And also, this was a free show because we got sponsored. But please do donate to TAWA Comedy Festival via the Bad Dog Theater website. Alia Rasul, what can I say? Alia is an award-winning Filipina artist based in Toronto. Her work centers narratives of the Filipinx diaspora. Additionally, she's recently published her first collection of poetry, Super Important Filipina Thoughts, which was included in CBC's 55 poetry collections to read this spring. This person is very close to my heart. Amazing. Please give it up in the chat and audibly in your homes for the amazing Alia Rasul!
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Yeah, I wrote a book. What? It's wild. Yeah, so I wrote a book called you're not gonna see. Yeah, Super Important Filipino Thoughts, and it's a collection of like comedic poems. So I feel really grateful to have shared this space with a bunch of amazing comedians, storytellers. We've been doing TAWA Comedy Festival for 4 years now, so this is the 4th year we're doing this show. It used to be called Island Women Rise, but we're moving it over to Super Filipina. What is Super Filipina? You know what? I don't know. All I know is that there's a really cool community of Filipinas that held a lot of space for me and caught me when I started this project. I started writing my thoughts down into small little nuggets of jokes or silliness or sometimes sadness, which is okay. And they shared my work and they reached out, and it was a way for me to gain confidence, and they really showed up. So Super Filipina for me is like a way to also give back and feed that community. So moving forward, we'll be doing Super Filipina show every year, and my goal is to have workshops, storytelling workshops, storytelling, even like scholarships is my goal, to encourage more comedians, more storytellers to just share. And to know a little bit more choppy. Let's see, 1 second. Turning stuff off. All right. How's that? Is that better? Am I still choppy? 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, it's starting to sound a little clearer.
Okay, great. Perfect. Okay. On that note, so tonight I just wanted to share with you like a few poems that I wrote, some funny, some sincere. And yeah, so here we go. I hope you enjoy it. Another thing is like a lot of these poems I wrote to my younger self. When I was 12, I used to love writing like these love buying these quirky little poetry books, and they looked cool, but I didn't understand most of them. So this book is for her. Here we go. Little one, for some reason, at some point while you grow up, you'll learn that it is better not to share, so you keep your ideas in, unexamined. You don't get to know who you are becoming, and you don't trust the things you think because you've become a stranger to yourself. You stop bearing witness to your own experience, but you are a dynamo, my love, and your synapses fire constantly, and your thoughts pile up, and suddenly they have nowhere to go, and you explode like a confetti gun. But as you run around trying to stuff them back in guilt, before someone else sees, you catch glimpses of yourself. You laugh, you cry, you get angry, you feel ashamed, but also empathetic. You start to heal. You spread them out around you and begin to examine them. Like puzzle pieces, click, click, click. Things begin to fall into place, and you begin to fall into place. Believing that my own thoughts are valuable was even harder work than I could ever imagine. Burnout. The burnouts used to be once in a while. Now they are all the time. Does this mean I am a successful adult now? And why does it take me 5 hours to be on time, but 20 minutes to be 5 minutes late? You know, if you keep yourself busy, you will never have to be alone with your thoughts. That's a life hack. This is probably one of my most serious poems. It's called Philippine Grocery List. Ube, ube jam, ube ice cream, ube macaron, ube cookies, ube pandesal, ube craft beer, a t-shirt that says ube, partner that you call ube, ube cheese whiz. I dedicate that one to Made by Marie. Hey Maria, Iscel, I see you. I am working on wanting what I already have. Here's an idea. What about Cards Against Humanity? Because who doesn't love Suman? I've poured out too much of me, and now I am spent. Most days I speak my truth. Today I simply can't. But that is okay, little ones, I whisper to my heart and soul. Today we will take some rest so we can once again be whole. Take stock of how you feel. Tomorrow we fight again. Breathe in deep and heal. Tomorrow we fight again. I wonder if setting boundaries burns calories. In my fridge, cream cheese, cottage cheese, feta cheese, brie cheese, cheddar cheese, aged cheddar cheese, Kraft singles. I am lactose intolerant. My sisters are the ones who know which memes to send me for my PMS and which memes to send me for my SAD. They are the ones that tell me my hair is messed up and that my bra strap is showing, and they will also always split my fries with me. And finally, if I were your ate, I would teach you how to ask for hugs because I remember how much you liked them. I would teach you how to look in the mirror and say, "Bongga kadai," with self-love. And I would show you the difference between keeping quiet because it is gracious and keeping quiet because you've been silenced. I would remind you that you were right. You are as awesome as you think. And that all of your thoughts, no matter how silly, no matter how incomplete, are valid, are important. They are guide points to the map of you. So shout them out, little one. And you know what? You won't always get it right. You won't always be right. So be gracious as you are corrected, but don't be scared. Your ate has your back. Mahal kita. And that's it for me. Check out my book, everyone. Super Important Filipina Thoughts. It's available on a different book list. Shout out to a different book list who is our partner for tonight. I just dropped off 12 signed copies to them yesterday. I was supposed to drop it off last week. Whoops, sorry, it's there now. I also want to shout out Pinay Collection. Here's an announcement. We partnered with Pinay Collection. You've seen a few of the samples earlier. And now we have this a hat, a tote bag, and a t-shirt. So you can get that Pinay Collection. There you go. Thanks, Sean. And thank you to the Tita Collective and everyone. I want to shout out to Maria Iscel Bulatao, who for me is a big member of the Super Filipina community. One of the people who really caught me. Thank you so much for choosing this space to share your story and for performing for the first time. And looking forward to doing more things with you. And thank you to all of the performers of the show. I'm going to throw it back to our amazing, amazing host. Thank you to our amazing host. Go wild in the chat for Carolina Gonzaga.
Oh, got goosebumps! I love you more than everything, Alia. Congratulations on the book. I want an autographed version, bitch. I want one. Guys, this has been an amazing show. Before we go, just want to shout out Tin, Maria, no longer a comedy virgin, guys. Monica, Bitter Oriental, let's talk about it always. As well, Toronto Festival of Authors, Toronto Arts Council, Bad Dog Comedy Theater. I see you in the chat, Tamara. Love you. Anak Publishing, and of course, our tech support, Sean. Guys, thank you for hanging in there. Thank you for participating in the chat. Don't forget to donate to TAWA and also purchase those tote bags because they're fabulous. Happy Saturday night. Is it Saturday? It's been a weird week. Cheers to you. Talaga.